I don't want to do any of this. I'm finished with the best shape of my life.
Hi everybody, clinic is in session. Dr. Bobby Stryker here with Flow Physique Factory. And yes, today we are talking about none other than legend Will Smith and his recent YouTube series, Getting into the Best Shape of My Life. But before we do that, I have to share a funny story. So I've been a big fan of Will Smith for a long time. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, loved that as a kid. And I remember when his first kind of Hollywood mainstream movie came out, Bad Boys, 1995. I was 15 years old. Yes, I'm digressing, but this is a funny story, so let me just quickly share it. So me and the guys, we thought, hey, we're going to go and watch this movie. But it was an 18-rated movie in the UK, and I was 15, so all my friends. So we were like, we didn't have any fake IDs and stuff, so we just thought we'd kind of wing it. Went to the cinema, Odeon Cinema in Hull City. That's where I'm from. And I went up first, and the woman was like, are you 18? I was like, yeah, I'm 18. And she was like, okay, you got the ticket. Then my mates, they all did the same. Then it was the last guy in our group. The last guy went up, and you could see the pearls of sweat rolling down the sides of his head. And the woman was like, are you 18? And he was like, no. He cracked under the pressure. But of course, all for one and one for all, you don't leave a good man behind, right? Of course we did. We went and saw Bad Boys while he went and saw Dumb and Dumber on his own. And that's how it is. Bad Boys. It was such a good film. To this day, one of the best action movies. Anyhow, that's done. So I just thought I always remember that incident. So I always thought it was funny. So today, we're talking about this whole thing that happened with Will Smith. And sometime back, he shared this Instagram post where he wasn't looking too good. And he was like, hey, I'm going to get real with y'all. I'm in the worst shape of my life. Take it or leave it, folks. And people took it. And it started this kind of dad bod craze. And it became viral. Everyone was sharing their kind of dad bod photos and trying to copy his pose and all this kind of stuff. And of course, Will Smith is famous for being in pretty good shape. Bad Boys, iRobot, I Am Legend. He's doing crazy pull-ups and all that kind of stuff. And he had a recent movie, I believe it's coming out soon, if not out already, King Richard, where he plays the father of tennis legends Venus and Serena Williams, and it required that he put on some weight. And then, of course, pandemonium struck everywhere in the world, and he couldn't get the weight off. And I think many can relate to this. What I'm wondering you can relate to is whether you loved yourself as much as he did to do something about being an unhealthy body weight. That's what this series is about. He shared this picture of himself, and he showed that he wasn't in good shape. He was unhealthy, and he loved himself enough to do something about it. Now, you see all the people sharing pictures of themselves out of shape, but how many of them then went on a journey like he did? You think about it. Anyhow, so he decided to get back into shape, and at the same time, he decided to write a super deep memoir, like a biography. And for anyone who's done any kind of creative writing, I've done screenplays and things back in the day. I wrote our, method manuals and things, and it really takes a lot out of you to keep writing. But at the same time, he's decided to go on this crazy weight loss journey. And the show, if you haven't seen it, you really need to watch it. It's like a 4, 5, 6, I can't remember, 6 parts perhaps, 6-part mini series on YouTube. And it's deep. It's emotional, I'm not going to lie. And there's elements in there that's going to make you really see a side of Will Smith you've probably not seen before. But we're going to kind of more focus on, of course, the weight loss journey, because that's what we're all about. It's Flow Physique Factory. But it's powerful, it's thought-provoking. If you haven't seen it, it's well worth a watch. Go and check it out. So today we're going to be breaking it down. We're going to go through elements from the entire series and what can we learn about it, from his weight loss journey. Maybe what did he do right? What did he do wrong? What could he have done better? What can we learn from it for our own kind of fitness and weight loss journey? So that's what we're going to do. So his objective was to aim to lose 20 pounds in 20 weeks. So he wants to lose a pound a week. Now, there's already a potential concern here because he's focusing just on the weight. And if you've seen our previous videos, we even did a video about how to use the weighing scale properly, how to use it as a useful tool. But if you're just using it purely looking at the weight alone, that's going to be putting up a lot of issues and red flags, because it doesn't tell you necessarily what you're losing. You might have lost weight, but have you lost fat? Have you lost muscle? Is it just water weight? Like, what's going on? So you need to combine the number on the weighing scale with other metrics, like how do you look in the mirror? How do you feel? Do you feel like poop? Do you feel good? Are you happy? What's going on? You have to put the whole thing together. Of course, for most people, you're going to want to lose fat, but you don't really want to lose muscle, yeah? And that should be kind of the aim. You probably want to keep what muscle you have. Maybe put on some muscle. You want to feel good, and you probably want to look good. If you're just looking at the number on the weighing scale alone, then you're not going to really appreciate what's happening with your body composition. Okay, so body composition is important. You want to have a gauge for what you're losing and whether you're on the right track in that perspective. Because bear in mind, you can actually lose a fair amount of fat, put on a little bit of muscle. Muscle is heavier than fat, so the weighing scale may not show much change in your weight. So you might be just looking at the number thinking, oh no, I haven't lost weight. But actually, you've put on muscle and you're looking better. So you should feel better. But if you just focus on that number, then it could kind of take you down that rabbit hole we've talked about before. So just looking at the numbers alone, even if you're making progress, you might end up being disappointed, okay? First weigh-in, okay, he weighs in at 221 pounds. And first thing I'd like to say right off the bat is get a better weighing scale. What kind of ancient contraption is this? It's like getting stuck. He's like, he doesn't know how to use it. Everyone, even the personal trainers, like, oh, what's that? What's happening here? And it's just like, come on, get with the times. Just go and get a digital weighing scale. It's good enough for most, intents and purposes. So just do that. Okay. So his objective is to lose a pound per week, and that's a pretty reasonable goal. It's less than half a kg per week. And you got to remember, you don't want to lose weight too quickly. Again, if you lose weight too quickly, you're going to risk losing a lot of muscle, and if you lose muscle, it's going to harm your metabolism. Yeah, you remember, if you lose everything too quickly, like a crash diet, you will lose fat, you will lose muscle too. You might end up being skinny fat, and you're going to be set up for fat overshooting again, meaning your metabolism will be pretty crappy. So if you don't stick on this kind of crash diet and you start eating normally, you'll get significant rebound weight gain. That's why crash diets are so bad. So you need to do it slowly, and you need to do it slowly so that you can minimize your muscle loss. Yeah, you can optimize your body composition. Okay. So, of course, if you're not sure, what is the optimal rate of weight loss and all of this kind of stuff, well, that's what our plans are about. We cover all of this in our body transformation manual to explain what is the optimal rates of weight loss so that you don't lose too much muscle, okay? Now, Will Smith, of course, he went in front of the camera. Putting it all in front of the camera adds accountability, yeah? If you post a picture saying, hey, this is my before picture, people are going to expect an after picture. You're in front of the world, everyone's going to be there waiting for it. So you put that pressure on yourself. If you don't tell anyone and you're kind of doing it in secret, doing it for yourself, that's good. You should be doing it for yourself, but that accountability can be useful. And you can try this yourself. You could try to tell someone, maybe someone you're not super comfortable with, someone whose opinion matters, like maybe your father-in-law or your dad or someone. Just tell them, hey, look, this is what I look like now. I'm going to lose this amount of weight, and show them how you look. Take a picture, give them a Polaroid, and that will give you some accountability, because then it kind of holds you up to it. Like, okay, this is expected of me now by these people, so I've got to do it. So it depends who you tell, and also your mindset. Some people might not be able to handle that kind of pressure, but some people might. Some people, it might help to motivate them, okay? Now, looking into the fat loss and weight loss journey, you got to remember two things, okay? Two things. Number one, to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit. You need to exercise. Calorie deficit, I'm sure you guys know what that means. It means your body requires a certain amount of energy every day, okay? And you get your energy from eating. And if you eat more than what your body needs, you will store fat. If you eat less than what your body needs, your body still needs that energy. So where's it going to get it from? It's going to get it from the fat you stored before. It turns it back into energy. Hence, you lose weight. So you need to be in a calorie deficit, and then you need to train. You need to exercise. And the kind of best modality of training that I would recommend, and what we recommend at Flow, is resistance training, meaning weight training. And why is that? Is that because it burns lots of calories? No, it doesn't. weight training does not burn a lot of calories at all. What it does do, it gives your body a stimulus to keep your muscle. Yeah, remember, you don't want to lose muscle because you want to lose fat, you want to keep your muscle. So once you've hit your end point, you look good, you got muscle, you can see it, you look athletic, you feel good. You don't want to lose everything and end up being like a smaller but still flabby, kind of skinny fat version of yourself. So resistance training is important to maintain muscle, maybe even put on some muscle. Muscle is metabolically active tissue, will help you to continue burning calories, help you on your journey. And then of course there's cardio. Cardio, for our perspective, we kind of leave it as a last resort tool, because if you do too much cardio, it can be catabolic. It might also tear away at your muscle. So you can leave it as a last resort tool to kind of help you on your weight loss journey. But the calorie deficit, resistance training, those are going to be your two best friends. So let's see if he got it right. What did he do?
From I am legends to I am luggage. 2021, best shape of my life.
Good, nice. That's pretty solid, huh?
You play this next time. It's my mind.
Yeah, it's also your knees.
No, it's not my knees. My knees. My knees are fine, mate. I told you it's my bloody mind. You know, I just gotta be aggressive. Be aggressive.
Okay, so first thing we've got to know when you're going on this kind of journey is what is your maintenance calories. Remember I mentioned your body requires a certain amount of calories per day, and if you hit that number just nice, your weight will stay the same. If you exceed it, you will gain weight. If you go below it, you will lose weight. So how do you know what your maintenance calories are? Well, in Will Smith's case, he decides to use a Fitbit. And Fitbits are not accurate at all. And even his doctor says, okay. Now, I don't blame her, okay? As doctors, we often say we're in healthcare, but most doctors, to be honest, we're mostly just in disease care. You know, we generally just treat you once you've fallen sick. And there aren't that many doctors like myself. You know, I've been a doctor for 18 years. I'm a physician, but I'm also a certified personal trainer. So I can straddle kind of both fields. So that way, when I give advice, I can give you the best advice from both sides. And how many personal trainers have taken the Hippocratic Oath? You see what I'm saying? So unfortunately, most doctors, they really kind of focus on that disease care side, and they have to keep up to date with so much literature and information that the healthcare side often gets neglected. And that's where personal trainers and fitness trainers and, you know, all of these guys, that's where they have a very important role. And because I can combine both, I can bring you useful information like a recent, couple of years ago, I believe in 2017, there was a research paper that looked at all of these devices. They looked at the Fitbits, the Apple Watches, Microsoft Band, Mio Alpha, Pulse On, and Samsung Gear. All of these devices that claim to be able to tell you how many calories you're burning per day. And you know what? They are wildly inaccurate. They can overestimate how many calories you're burning by as much as 27 all the way up to 93%. That's a crazy amount to be off the mark by. And it can go both ways. You can overestimate and underestimate. So they're simply not accurate. So when Will Smith's personal trainer says, yeah, we've got him on this Fitbit, he's going to tell us how many calories he's burning. No, it's not. And so these things are wildly inaccurate. So guess what happened?
222. 222.
It doesn't feel right. We might need to check that surface.
I put weight on.
Should we go run and grab the other scale, the like small?
Let me see. So that's a failure for this week.
Stay firm.
Second weigh-in, Will Smith's weight has increased to 222 pounds. Shock horror. Are you surprised? Not really. I'm not. Okay. Now, he gets really upset. The thing is, when you start and you embark on a weight loss journey, you should expect fluctuations, changes in your body weight, just from water changes, water loss, water retention, things like that. There's so many variables to consider. It could be also that they got his maintenance calories wrong. isn't it? They were using a Fitbit. So maybe they overestimated or underestimated. They got it all wrong. He put on a little bit of weight. So, of course, he was a little bit upset. But again, this kind of technology doesn't work. These Fitbits and things, they're very good for estimating your step counts, but they're not great at estimating your actual calories being burnt daily. Okay, so you need to do a bit of homework. You need to actually see what you're eating, know what the calories in the foods you're eating, and then see whether you're putting on weight or not. That will tell you, okay, if I'm putting on weight, how much weight have I put on, or have I lost how much weight? And the rate at which you've lost it will allow you to kind of estimate what your maintenance calories are. Again, we go through all of this in our method manual and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's look at what food is actually eating.
We start getting into the illusion of control over food, it actually can get quite tricky.
I'm not into fasting as a way of weight loss. I don't like it at all. And I don't think it's a healthy way to go about it.
It's not actually peanut butter.
It's a kind of peanut butter.
It's a kind of peanut butter.
Almond butter.
Almond butter. So it's
yeah.
almond butter, banana, and what's the cracker?
Seed cracker.
A seed cracker.
We brought in Mona. She's a nutritionist, and also with Will's doctor, we're going to try to set up a sustainable diet that's going to be healthy, and he's going to have all the energy that he needs.
So this is guacamole, seed cracker, and sprouts.
We had to focus on this idea of nourishment. How's it going to feel to nourish your body with the right foods?
So we're trying to find pre-workout options for you.
So when we look down at his plate, we want to make sure that there is 60 to 70% of high-quality plant-based foods. We also want to make sure that there is a high-quality protein and good quality fat.
Second sip got better. Third sip.
Yeah, this is horrible. So, but it's not about taste. No,
Scotty just finished his.
it's not about taste.
It's not that bad.
Now, you can tell from Will Smith's expression, he's not enjoying this. Yeah, I don't know what he's eating some kind of grass and stuff on weird crackers, but he's not enjoying it. And if you're not enjoying it, guess what? You're not going to be able to stay on it for long. And low-calorie foods do not need to taste horrible, yeah? I mean, our cookbook is an example of this. We've gone to extreme lengths to make recipes of all the foods that we really love, but lower calorie versions of them. They're so good that a lot of the time you can't tell the difference. You can't differentiate between the full calorie and the low calorie versions. And that's what a sustainable food plan, a diet will look like. It doesn't mean you've got to go crazy and just eat salads and grass. Where's your protein? You don't have enough protein, you're going to lose muscle mass. And you can tell Will Smith is not enjoying this. So looking at his diet, I mean, he doesn't really show much of it throughout the entire YouTube video series, but what glimpse of food he does show really does not look good. And from a sustainability perspective, if you're not enjoying it, you're just not going to be able to sustain it, which means eventually you're going to put the weight back on. You're going to crack. You're going to have crazy cheat meals, okay? So remember, the diet's one aspect. What about the training?
5:15, wake up, weigh in, run,
Then come back, lie down.
then I'm into the bag,
The first workout.
and a second workout.
Do a finisher just to blow it out.
Then I've been doing the writing session.
I get it. Luke's done.
It's 4:27 a.m.
Now we're going running.
Just pacing for tomorrow.
Come back, and then going to shoot things to make a show. Training. I only got 4 hours and 28 minutes of sleep.
We're good to go? Ready? Get a cold plunge out.
I don't know where I'm going with this.
Now, what training is he actually doing? Let's see what his personal trainer says.
My name is Aaron Ferguson. I'm a personal trainer. I've been working with Will for this is the 9th year. I've never seen him like this, and he's never ever been in this bad a shape ever. So the basic framework is we'll do 2 days of resistance training, then we'll take off, and then we go back on 2 days. Will's a big fan of doing cardio first thing in the morning, so we'll do some sunrise runs. When I mean some, I mean every morning. And then we'll do the resistance training a little bit later in the day.
Insane. That's what I'm saying. Insane. Sunrise run, and then 2 resistance training sessions per day. So it means he runs every morning and then he works out twice a day. And this is kind of before midday. How on earth can you call this sustainable? It is absolutely insane. I'm not taking a dig at this trainer. I mean, celebrity trainers, when you're dealing with celebrities and people who have a lot of influence, they have strong opinions, and then kind of getting them to understand your perspective and follow your opinions and things like that, that comes with its own host of challenges. But this is really not a sustainable training plan. And to be honest with you, it's not even necessary. You can achieve the weight loss target that Will Smith has been prescribed and that he has chosen for himself without going to these extreme lengths. And add into that these other crazy things that he decides to do, like a 30,000 step challenge, a 5-kilometer night run, and of course, the emotionally draining biography. That's going to really take a lot out of him. You know, it's going to really, really drain him, both physically, mentally, spiritually, in every aspect possible. And then, of course, what happens? He misses training. Yeah. And he's fixating a lot just on his weight. And there's even a scene where he talks about how he doesn't want to get too obsessive. He says, look, if I need to, I can dig deep. I can go to that place where I get so obsessed with it, I can do anything. And that's not healthy. In the end, there's no final weigh-in, and he kind of gives up. He ends up still looking great. Yeah, he's lost a lot of weight. He's pretty much at his target, but there's no final weigh-in. So we don't know if he's 100% fully hit that target that he wanted to, but he's pretty damn close, and he looks great. And that's the important thing. In the end, he realized, you know, I don't want to do this. This is just crazy. He's literally put on way too much pressure on himself, you know, in so many aspects. The calorie restrictions, the ridiculous, unsustainable workout plans, and then writing his memoir, his biography. It's just too much. And then in the end, he's just prioritized what's important to him, and that's what we should all be doing. He wants to get into shape. He's realized that is a priority, but there are other things right now in his life which are taking a greater priority, and he does the right thing. And just focusing on that number on the weighing scale isn't going to help anyone. So he kind of gives up, but he still ends up looking great. So, what is the kind of conclusion to all this stuff? The bottom line from our perspective is that it really doesn't have to be so hard, yeah? Most of the stuff shown in Will Smith's journey is really not sustainable. He's not enjoying the food, he's not enjoying the training, and if you don't like what you're doing, you're simply just not going to be able to keep it up. And if you can't keep doing it, the weight is going to come back with a vengeance, and that's the problem. It needs to be sustainable, because you want to be able to stay in shape, not just for a few weeks for a photo shoot or for a few months. Wouldn't it be great if you can stay in shape forever? And you might be thinking, how is that possible? It's possible. It's possible if you factor in the right training and the right nutrition plan. And you just got to discover it. You might even be watching the video on the channel that's going to deliver it to you. Yeah? Anyhow, so you can eat stuff that you like. You don't need to work out 100 times a day. You just do not need to go crazy, okay? The one important thing, I think this is the biggest take home for me, and it really kind of reflects a lot of questions that we get. There's no magic pill. Will Smith is one of the most successful stars in the world, but do you see him swallowing a pill, putting on weird machines, going for belly fat freezing, attaching machines to his legs that are going to vibrate or make him sweat so much that he loses weight? Of course not. If those things worked, Will Smith, yeah, this is Will Smith, guys, blockbuster, superhero, superstar celebrity. If these fancy gizmos and things worked, don't you think he'd be doing it? Yeah? He'd be doing whatever's available. Anything that is available in the world that works, he probably has access to it. But what's he doing? He's doing calorie restricting, he's dieting, he's exercising. And those are the staples for anyone who's interested in losing weight, in losing fat, putting on muscle, getting into the best shape of their life, as per the title of Will Smith's YouTube series. So there's no such thing as spot fat reduction. You can't just get rid of the belly. You can't just get rid of the chin or the thighs. If these weird machines and all that nonsense worked, Will Smith would have done it, and he didn't. So that's really important. You can't get away from doing the hard work. And if you're sat there wondering, why don't you have the success? Why is everyone else able to do it? You got to look at yourselves honestly, man. Like, what's everyone doing? Are they doing stuff that you're not doing? Yeah, you can't expect results by doing nothing. Yeah, if people have the results that you want, you have to look at what they're doing to achieve those results. But it doesn't have to be as hard as Will Smith made it. Yeah, you have to work smarter. You don't have to work harder. And That's what our body transformation manuals are all about. Will Smith, if you're watching, you need to get our cookbooks, get our plans. Trust me, mate, you'll have a much better, much more enjoyable time. Your family would love it, you would love it, and maybe you can write another 10 biographies after it, yeah? And guys, if you've enjoyed this video, I really hope you have, remember to check out our other social media pages on Instagram, on Facebook and everywhere. Please like and subscribe to our channel. And I've been told to tell you to put a comment because apparently it helps some YouTube algorithm, which makes us more visible so that we don't have to shut our new YouTube channel down. And look, we even put some kind of little purple strip light at the back to make it a bit more pleasant for you guys. So that's about it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to wrap it up now. Take care, stay safe. We'll see you in the next video. Don't be late for your appointment. Bye, everyone. See ya.